All right, Paul, welcome back.
We're back.
Glad to be back another week. Why does it seem to go so fast?
Yeah, once it starts, it's like a slide. You
There's
just kind of. Next thing you know, it's Christmas.
We're sliding down the mudslide like they were at the Rock last night, Appalachian State.
Yeah. Well, that's
That
all.
wasn't very
That's
good,
the
was it?
only thing they did. It was fun.
I was sliding down the old mudslide. Goodness gracious, that was bad. All right, you ready to get started?
I think so.
All right, then. Let's do it. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Cash and Tickets. We're back for week 4 of college football. Maybe anything that we want to talk about in the NFL. Last week was week 2 of the NFL.
Yeah.
Yep, I believe so. Headed into week 3 of the NFL, week 4 of college football. So we're excited about it. But before we get to what everybody wants to talk about, we've got to talk about last week. I don't know that I really want to, but we got to do it for show's sake and
Right.
make sure we show everybody how good or bad it was.
Right.
But before we show the recap, did anything catch your attention from last week? Not a lot of top 25 games in college football.
Arizona getting the hell beat out of them was surprising.
That was one of them. K-State took care of business at home against Arizona.
Georgia survived by the skin of their teeth.
Well, that was something, wasn't it? I can't believe Kentucky was able to stay in that. But
Yeah,
why was he punting on 4th down
And what the fuck
at
is
the end
Kentucky?
of the game?
Like, what is Kentucky?
But what were they doing?
No, I don't know.
You got Georgia on the ropes. You got the ball. It's 4th and short.
Yeah.
Go win the game, man.
At least try to win it. Yeah.
Goodness, as a player, if I was a player, I'd be like, so you don't trust that we can get it done?
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, it sends a bad message for
That was
sure.
a tough scene there.
Oregon's offense finally showed up.
They did. Dylan Gabriel got uncorked, I guess.
Go get them, fella.
Well, the most exciting game, to me, the best game of the day was was that LSU South Carolina game.
Once again, Brian Kelly gets out coached, and somehow, by the grace of all that's holy,
He gets a win.
he wins. Whatever. I mean, believe in that dude if you want, but I don't.
Dude, the two penalties that took away both pick sixes for South Carolina, and one of them it took away the pick, I think.
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
And then late in the game, South Carolina gets a pick six, and they called after the pick. They called dude touched. They literally put his hands on the QB's shoulder pads, and they called some kind of blindside block nonsense that took the points off the board.
Yeah, I don't know. It's suspect. Which they're. I mean, it eventually it'll catch up to them. They'll get beat 47-10 eventually.
So I guess what we're both saying is like obviously that defense hasn't improved that much from last year,
or at all,
or at all for that matter.
Yeah,
when you let South Carolina hang 33 on you.
Yeah, South Carolina's better than I thought they were going to be.
You know, I kind of trashed that quarterback, Sellers, but he did some things in that game.
They got Rocket Sanders back there doing it.
And Sanders looked much better.
Yeah. Memphis beating Florida State was not a surprise. It's just
no surprise there.
It's not a surprise. Where it's weird is like what the flip has happened
at Florida State.
Yeah, that I saw a thing earlier today or maybe yesterday where there's like 6 Alabama recruits that transferred from Alabama to Florida State. You see the same thing?
But here's the thing:
the talent's there, the coaching's there. What's the problem?
I think I heard somebody make this point. Are we sure the talent's there? Think about it. Did they just because you get a guy from Alabama? Well, he wasn't playing there. Yeah, how do we know he's any good?
No, I get it. I
think there were just a bunch of recruiting. I think they didn't.
All right, so I don't really.
Their evals were bad.
Okay, fine, but you cannot tell me that there's more talent on the Memphis football team than there's Florida State.
I mean, right, yeah. No, but
there's way. So the eval's bad. The money distribution to players is you're not getting the juice worth you squeeze kind of thing. But there's something deeper is happening over there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of quit in that program, and it's sad.
The biggest miss eval, and I don't know how you missed it. We could have, if they'd have called me, I'd have told them, hey, you could go cheaper, and you could still go cheaper and better than DJ at quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know what that. So what's the answer? They can't continue on the path they're on with him.
I don't give a shit what they offered him in NIL. Don't you just at this point say, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
We'll pay you, or we won't pay you, because they don't have to. There's no contract. They don't have to pay him whatever the NIL deal was. Yeah, I mean, that sends a bad message.
And also, that doesn't have anything to do with the university.
No. The hell with it.
Yeah. That's between him and whatever organization.
Hey, you're 0-3. Go to the next guy.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I don't know what's going on there. And he's not. I mean,
he's
just coming off an undefeated season, or what? I mean, they lost the bowl game, but they're not going to get rid of Mike Norvell.
No, he obviously cannot run a Mike Norvell offense.
DJ?
Yeah. He just can't do it. Whatever the problem is, he just can't. He can't do it. So you have to move on.
That's why there's I don't think Norvell's a bad coach.
No.
But also, I prefer other coaches simply because there's so many more coaches. And I'm not talking just about Lane Kiffin. I mean, Steve Sarkisian is really good at this. There's other offensive coaches that are good at it. Lincoln Riley.
Well,
they build an offense around the talent they have.
Yeah.
You got
to coach what you got.
Yeah, you can't just this is the system. This is what we run.
Yeah.
Well, there's some guys that can't do certain things.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to adapt.
That's on them as a head coach not to go get the sparkly.
Well, they couldn't get Cam Ward.
Yeah, but you can't. So Cam Ward and DJ Ukulele is two completely different quarterbacks.
Yep.
So if your goal is to go get Cam Ward, and that's your guy that can run Mike Norvell's offense, and he fails, you can't get him, he goes somewhere else. You got to go get somebody like him. Who's the next best after that guy?
Right. Yeah.
Don't go get Ukulele. I mean, he works really well in somebody else's
Look,
offense.
that
It's
John-
not. It's
that-
not that offense.
That John Smith offense that was run at Oregon State last year, they barely asked DJ to do anything outside of what he
control the
could,
game.
what he could do.
Right. And they had Damian Martinez back there. It's a. I don't know where you point the finger at on that, but it's not good.
It's a lot of places.
But that's their problem, and I'm glad we don't have it.
We don't have to deal with it. That's right. I don't know that I wouldn't mind getting paid a bunch of money though to
Shit the bed.
shit the bed.
I shit the bed normally, so
Right.
fuck, pay me more money to not be good at what I do.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome if we could do that. That'd be fun. So yeah, that's kind of the week. I mean, I can't. I mean, Tulane, Oklahoma. Tulane was
A&M,
never
Florida.
really in it. Oh my God. The kid, Marcel Reed. You know, he was at one time an Ole Miss commit, backed out, committed to A&M, and redshirt freshman there came in, and you think he took the job away from Connor Wegman?
Maybe. I don't know how that money and all that works. It's kind of the same thing with Florida State.
So we'll see. He gets Bowling Green this week, so I don't know that we're gonna.
Here's the thing, so
much more.
Florida goes to the Starkville, and they have a bye week next week.
Yeah.
So do they make a move if they lose to
Absolutely.
State?
Absolutely. If they lose to State this weekend, I don't know that he gets home.
So
he may have to get his own flight home.
So Steve Spurrier came out and he's like, it doesn't make a difference if the coach is not doing well. You still have the same coaching staff on the field. So why does it make sense to fire the head coach mid-season?
Well, that's true. Let him water in what he's built.
Yeah. And I'm at odds with that statement and that thought process because you have to generate some interest. You have to do,
in the program.
You have to get something going, and it's worked in the past where they rallied and won the last few games and whatever. So I don't really know if that's the. I get you got to let him finish what he started, kind of thing. But he ain't hurt. The dude's he's gonna get his money. It's not like they're cutting his salary when they fire him. He's gonna get the remainder.
No,
of his
I get
contract,
that,
yeah.
but I don't like the whole interim deal because what if they do run off some wins? And you already said up front, this guy that's going to finish coaching up the year, we're not giving him the job. And then all of a sudden they win a few games. They get, excited about what he's doing. And then the players and the boosters start calling for this guy to get the job. It's just a bad situation. If you're going to fire this guy, fine.
Right.
But make him stick it out throughout the rest of the year. I mean, what's a few wins going to do for you in the overall concept of the season? You know, does that make sense? I guess that's my
I know
my
a lot.
thought
I think
process
I think some of it too is you got the coach. You don't want him. You're the AD. You don't want him anymore, even though you hired him. The AD's got to go too because he's been terrible.
Boy, if Scott Strickland gets to make another hire, boy, he's got something on this.
Shit, he's not done well. I mean, you fired a guy that's went to back-to-back the SEC title games.
They screwed up firing Mullen.
Well, McElwain.
Or him too.
Like, what do they want? What are they doing? It's like Notre Dame, or Nebraska when they were winning 10 games a year and it wasn't enough.
Got rid of Tom Osborne.
Why the fuck are you getting rid of
Wasn't that who it was?
No, it was
Frank Solich?
Solich was one, and the guy after him was winning 9 games. It was crap.
I don't remember.
It was a DC at LSU.
Was Tom Osborne there?
It was
though?
Bo Pelini.
Pelini, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, Frank Solich was there. I don't know. I don't know what you do with that. I don't know. So, I mean, for the world, like Florida moving on from a coach doesn't bother me one bit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, why do you do it after a state loss? Does it change? What does it change?
No, yeah, I think they probably would. Just think they're going to appease their the fan support or whatever. But I wouldn't do it. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do it. I mean, what's that going to change?
Yeah, it doesn't. I think that's where my thought process is. It doesn't change anything. The coaching staff still the coaching staff.
The rest of them still got a coach. The OC is still got a OC. The DC still got to
Yeah, you
draw
haven't
up the
changed
defense.
anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Because you're not going to – even the new guy, when he comes in, or whoever you put as the interim,
it's the same.
it's not like they're changing their philosophy on either side of the ball.
No,
So,
same book.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I'm with you.
All right.
So you want to recap the old locks portion here, Paul?
If you want to. I never do this well because I always move forward and never think about what I did last week.
Well, we have to show them what we did.
So I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look over here and look at my picks from last week, and I'll talk about them. All right.
Yeah. So let me pull it up here. Here we are. There it is. A lot of red on that board on my side. Another bad week for me. I'll just get this out of the way. Coastal, 14-3 in the first quarter, and decided, they were done. So they never got there. They let Temple score 20 points, which I could not believe. Tulane is covering that game with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Tip drill, ball gets picked at the 50-yard line. Oklahoma gets down the field and gets a touchdown to end up covering, so I lose there. Nevada, well, how many points did we say we needed out of Nevada for me to cover this game?
No, just a couple.
13 points.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
They lose 27-0.
Just couldn't get nothing, huh?
I mean, could not get. I mean, just punch it in. We got a shot. Arkansas played with their food all day with UAB. Was losing that game early. So I started 0-4 on the day, on the weekend.
Not good.
At least the Rebs come home for me. Easy cover for the Rebs, minus 21.5. Now, this one's a little tricky. I got to push here for UCF because that's what I put out on that Friday. UCF was -1 when we did our podcast, so I got to stick to it. But I did, when I got to the ticket window, I got UCF +2.
All right.
So, personally, I got a win there. But as far as our podcast here and the way we do our picks, that's a push, which look at me getting all these pushes now.
No.
And then the Washington Commanders got a late field goal to cover the 1.5 against the New York Football Giants for me.
Win.
I gotta update our records up there. I forgot to do that. So go ahead, Paul. It's up. It's now on you.
I'll talk about the ones I didn't get right a little bit. The one that really bothered me the most was the Memphis team total over, because with 8 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the third quarter, they had 20 points. They had just scored a touchdown, got them to 20.
Yeah.
So they had all the rest of the third quarter and the fourth quarter to get a field goal, and couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't get. Oh yeah.
Couldn't do it. I mean,
get
you're
it
talking
done.
about almost a whole half of football, and this Memphis offense couldn't give me a freaking field goal. So I still think the bet was right. I think the number there was too low, even though it lost. I know everybody's like, well, it lost. Well, fuck off. It's still the right bet. It's still the right bet. It's still the right bet. I mean, I get it. Whatever. Eat your Wheaties. Colorado State team total over 24.5. I love the fact that they were playing at home for the first time since 1996, I believe. I love Jay Norvell as a head football coach, but you cannot get beat like that. You can't lose it that way.
That's not the way to lose it, huh?
No, you can't. You can't. You gotta you can't
That
talk.
was tough.
You can't talk all the shit all year.
Yeah, and that quarterback was talking trash.
Everybody's talking shit. It's a rivalry game, and go out there and get skull fricked or diddied.
They got something done to them, that's for sure.
And then the Eagles -6, 6.5, 6, whatever it is. Yeah, it's the NFL. I threw that out there to play against Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins looked really good in prime time, which is
odd.
It's an anomaly, if you will.
That was different.
Yeah, it's different. I don't hate the bet, even though, once again, it's a loss, and you lost, well, fine. But you got to make the plays pre-flop by what you think and know. You can't. We don't have a book to what it is. Kirk Cousins normally sucks in primetime.
True. You played the trend there.
And he did very well, and I'm not a good NFL bettor anyway, so whatever. I lost, so it's 4-3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wins you had,
meh.
I mean, Alabama did their part easy. Indiana, best bet of the weekend,
No,
-3 against UCLA. Central Florida, boy, made a furious comeback in the second half to get the team total over for you, and of course to get the push for me. And then of course the BYU Cougars really took care of the Wyoming Cowboys
Indiana
pretty
plays
easily there.
Charlotte this week, -28.5, I think. I don't have it as a play, but if you want to go bet that, just do it and then get your ticket later.
And get your
I
ticket.
I mean, it's going to be good.
I
In my
think
opinion.
so.
And I know we're eating and all that, but
Oh yeah, so I was gonna say
brought to you by
we took a couple of snacks there. We got a couple of snacks sitting here beside. Brought to you by the wonderful Stone Pony and Brick Bar here in Clarksdale, Mississippi. So if you're listening to us and you're around, you're local, go visit Stone Pony. See Sunshine up there. Tell them that Paul and Franklin from Poolside Bets sent you.
Yeah.
I think they got steak night tonight at the Stone Pony.
Yep.
What else tonight? It was steak and maybe some kind of seafood. I can't remember, shrimp or something like that.
Oh, shrimp and grits. They did
Shrimp
that
and
last night,
grits
yeah.
and steak tonight at the Stone Pony there. Go up there and see Sunshine and Maggie and the crew. Tell them the Poolside Bet sent you.
That's right.
We don't get anything for that, but we're just shouting them out.
Yeah, we see good things. We support good things.
That's right. All right, so we have washed that away. Let me go back to that real quick so I can show you the updated. So I am now 6-12-2 on the year, which is an awful start. Had a much better start last year, but here we are. Paul's 11-9, so that puts Poolside Bets 17-21-2. Amazingly enough, we're only 4 games behind 500, but the 2. After all the shit I gave Paul for all his ties last year, through 4 weeks, I'm already sitting at 2 pushes on the year. So karma will come back and get you for sure.
It's still early. I mean, I mean, like we were talking about earlier at the bar, like the line is 12. There's no way they push at 12, but watch and see.
Watch and see. Here it comes.
Yep.
All right.
32-20.
So, do you want to take a look at some of the matchups this weekend? I think, well, I think I already told Paul my strategy here. I realize that we're only in the bottom of the third, but my team's down 8-0, bottom third. I had to run my starting. They ran my starting pitcher after an inning and a third. I'm already in the bullpen, and I understand traditional wisdom is like your third inning. Let this bullpen guy eat some innings, and we're gonna go. Try to get the offense going, an inning at a time. Get a run here, get a run there, get back in it. You never know what can happen in the later innings once we get into their bullpen. Nope. Not doing that, Paul. I'm looking for that 6-run homer right here today.
Send
I'm coming at it this weekend.
Send it.
Got to go get it. They've made me angry. And
you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Who said it?
And because there's been so much silliness in my picks, I'm leaning into that this week. I got a theme for my lock section this week, so gonna do a little bit just to embarrass myself a little bit. I think I deserve it to put a little because it's been bad. So
you gonna put a rally hat on?
Let's make it worse. It's gonna be worse than that. I promise you.
No boy.
So just buckle up, okay?
Well, don't give us a R rating.
Before we get to any picks, let's just I was scrolling down. We got a early morning game, Kansas, West Virginia. I think I got a little something there on that one, but it's a nice little matchup with the Jayhawks 1-2, West Virginia after losing the backyard brawl, sitting at 1-2. Both teams needing a win here out in Morgantown. That should be a nice matchup there. Who else we got? Just kind of scrolling here. Oh, of course, 2:30 p.m. The Big Ten game of the weekend. The USC Trojans travel to take on the Michigan Wolverines. Right. What are you thinking about this game, Paul?
I don't know what the Michigan offense is for sure. USC comes in, plays in that environment. I said this about Texas also. 110,000 people in the whole bit, but
and that didn't matter, did it?
Didn't matter. Texas is really, really good. I don't put USC in the same category as Texas.
I don't either.
Just across the front line, depth wise. I don't think. I think it's a different matchup, and I understand. Well, honestly, I don't understand USC being the favorite in Michigan, and it could be 100% that I think Michigan's name means more, and their
Yeah.
talent means more than what it is. But I also know that USC, it's not. They're not great. They're not going to go beat a really really good football team.
Yeah, and what's crazy is this line, you already got the home field baked into it, and USC is still a 4-point favorite at this point.
So what they're telling me is that Michigan's really really bad.
Yeah, because this thing started USC -5 or 6.
Yeah.
So if with the home field advantage there, it was really -9 or 10, or
Right.
anywhere from 7 to 10.
I
I mean, it's
never.
been bet down, but
That's a terrible line to put out. That's literally telling you that Michigan's terrible,
they just don't think Michigan can score.
and if you want to make money, you have to take USC on the side. And anybody that's ever watched college football goes, "Wait a freaking minute, that does not sound right."
Yeah.
So I'm not betting that game. I'm not touching that game. I want to see what happens. You have to show me a USC team physically dominate a Michigan team. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
physically.
have to show
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
You can't all the circumstance and all the hoopla and the pass here and outside. We're spreading it. We're getting it going. Show it. Let me see it. Let me see it.
And another thing, I get their favorite, and I get they didn't look good against Texas, but let me ask you this: Who do you think? Which is just really, it hurts me to even say it. Who do you think's even going to look good against the Texas Longhorns this year?
I don't know. Well, coach,
Do they not
all the
look
depth?
just incredible on the field?
They're that Texas Georgia game, which is
That's gonna be a fun one.
couple weeks. Yeah. Oh my God, that Georgia schedule.
Isn't it? Georgia could be in trouble, man.
Georgia plays Texas, Ole Miss, and there's another game in there. It's going to be.
Do they play Bama?
It's going. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
going to be.
they got
They got
Bama,
Bama
too.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
After a bye, I think they both have a bye, so it's 2 weeks. I think
man, yeesh.
it'll be tough.
Good luck, Kirby.
So here's a game that's not ranked. No, neither team's ranked, but to me, it's an intriguing game. Arkansas Razorbacks travel to take on the fighting Hugh Freeze Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, how do you bet that shit?
Carefully,
Yeah.
very careful. I'm going to tell you how later when
Yeah.
we get to that game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Utah travels to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. That ought to be a fun game. TCU SMU should be. Why am I hitting everything that we are? It's funny because I think we have so many picks this week. We're both trying to hit that
But yeah, UCLA
3-run bomb and the
Yeah.
UCLA LSU. I
Yeah,
forgot to
yeah,
mention
that's-
that.
Well, it's not like a good matchup because I don't think a lot of UCLA, but it's a fun one to think about because of the dynamic between the schools.
Yeah, and how far UCLA's got to try, and they just got mollywopped by Indiana this weekend. Bro, how good is that kid, that guy that came from James Madison? Really good coach.
Oh, Kurt Signetti.
The Big Ten's going to be.
And they got
they're
Curtis Rourke.
Yeah, that Big Ten ought to watch out with Signetti there at Indiana. He could ruin some folks' seasons this year.
That line's going to catch up. The Utah Oklahoma State takes on new meaning if Cam Rising can't play.
All depends there.
We don't know. Like I think we talked about this last week, or you did. That the guy at Utah, that Cam Rising was a go every week, and he didn't play none.
Yeah, last year. Last
so,
year.
I mean, you
But
can't.
we hope he plays this weekend. You
Can't buy into nothing the coach says there.
Yeah, willing. He's a great coach, but if you're trusting him to give you true injury reports, then that's on you.
Let me go back.
You got something to mention there? I think you got a whole.
Oh,
Paul's got a whole thing of
No,
stats and stuff over
I
here.
messed up. I should have jumped in there earlier.
You forgot to talk about it?
It's fine.
Go ahead.
It's fine.
Go ahead.
It's fine. I don't really have.
This is going to be a fun one today.
Yeah.
I'm leaning into the silliness today. Just so everybody knows, it's coming. Gonna embarrass myself plenty today. So do you want to talk about it or not?
No, I'm looking for a game that we've already talked about, and oddly enough, I don't.
The Oklahoma State game? No, that's what we're.
No, I don't have nothing there. So maybe we're fine. Maybe I just.
Maybe you just thought you just jumped the gun.
I mean, there's some weather stuff, but it's not nothing we talked. Tennessee, Oklahoma. It's gonna be.
Yeah, we ain't got. Well, that was my next game.
Yeah.
It's gonna. Tennessee,
Yeah, okay,
Oklahoma.
well, that's my bad. That's my bad.
That's gonna be a really great matchup there. Looking forward to that game.
Yeah.
I have something on that game, so.
Yeah. So.
But you can give your thoughts here. It doesn't matter what my pick is.
On the Tennessee, Oklahoma.
Yeah. What do you think?
So, a really fun comment that I saw earlier this week was, what is Tennessee going to do when they go to Oklahoma and have to play in that environment and atmosphere?
Is it? Though?
So they put a picture of Gaylord Stadium up. Like, what do they get? I think that's what it's called.
Sorry.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know, but if it is.
I think it's
Memorial
Gaylord.
Stadium.
What is Gaylord, the field?
Maybe. Right here it says Memorial Stadium, Norman, Oklahoma.
All right, maybe I'm completely wrong on that, but I think I'm right on something about the field or whatever. It doesn't matter. So they say what? Beep, beep, beep. All right. So they're talking about Tennessee going on the road to Oklahoma and the atmosphere and what are they going to do when they have to play against in that environment.
Are you shitting me? Do you know where Tennessee plays?
And they put the stadium, Memorial Stadium on the screen. It says, "What the fuck are you talking about? The damn stadium's not even finished yet." So I wish we could screen share stuff.
I thought you was about to say that their stadium would literally fit inside of what's Tennessee Stadium?
Yeah, so,
I can't think.
Neyland Stadium.
Neyland Stadium.
No, yeah. So if you look at the Oklahoma, like it's like the one end's open. It's got the little bit with the screen, but it's not a complete.
But it's
mold.
not bowled in.
It's not even finished yet. Like,
come on, man.
they're not. They don't give two shits about that.
Do they not know? I mean, the SEC's been around long enough, and it's been the big badass on the street for a long time.
I just thought that was.
They think they're showing us something new.
Yeah, you're about to walk into the Death Valley of Oklahoma.
Oh my God!
Hell out of here!
Yeah, no,
hell out of here!
Tennessee's gonna walk in and go, "Oh, this is cute."
When's the crowd get here?
Yeah, what time does everybody show up? Oh my God!
What a shit show!
That's great. I'm only gonna mention this. ULM travels to Austin, Texas to take on.
Look, here you go.
Arch Manning getting his first start.
Look, I know y'all.
My God, there's two corners of the end zone not even closed in.
Right, so yeah, I understand that. I wish we could screen share it. We got to work on that. But
if I had it on mine, I could. Sorry,
no, it's good. They can't. The damn stadium's not even finished.
Let me see if I can. You know what? We got time. It doesn't matter. Well, tell me the website. Where'd you go to get that?
I just Googled it and went to images.
What's it called? Memorial Stadium?
I did Oklahoma Stadium.
Memorial Stadium.
Where did I get Gaylord at?
Didn't I say Memorial?
You said that.
Norman, Oklahoma. Here we go. All right, hold on. Here, Gaylord family. Oh! They have something to do with it. Yeah.
Damn, PJ was right.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, gambling.
All right,
PJ.
this is the one you had right here. This is it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the stadium they're worried about Tennessee playing in.
All right. I can't. How'd you get the big picture?
Double clicked. Damn it. You know, I'm the computer guy.
I know. Mine's not.
Great content.
Oh my God! We gotta show it though. Look, I'm just going to an article. It's not pulling up the picture.
Yeah, we should be able. We got to figure out how I can share images. So all I did was double click.
Right there.
Yeah, double click. On the picture.
Well, oh my God, I did.
Franklin's are really smart on computers. Really smart.
This is really bad. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Got it. Got it. All right, here we go. We'll go to our. It's our pick screen. There it is. Found it.
Yeah.
Got it. Holy moly.
Good content.
I can't move it over any. Let me see if I can move it over. Here we go. Right there. Look. Going to cover us up a little bit, but
that's fine.
There it is. Look.
That's the stadium they're worried about.
That's
Tennessee being intimidated by. But some bitch ain't even filled in. It's not finished.
It's not bowled in.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Tennessee by
A
28.
bamillion.
Yeah.
What's a bamillion? Does that make sense? I don't
No.
even think that's a word, is it?
I mean, it can be.
Okay, that was fun.
No.
Yeah,
We're
hey,
Hey,
we're
growing.
leaning into the silliness.
We're
I told
growing.
you, we're leaning into
We're
it.
growing
It's
as
totally
a
fine.
podcast.
All right, so let's do. We got.
Great job by the production team.
Yeah, we're doing our best. Baylor visits fighting Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I'm
this
on that
weekend.
game.
That's right.
We can talk about it if you want to.
That's about it. So I think it's time for us to dive into picks, Paul. You had some stats and stuff you wanted to mention over there, right?
Yeah, but I think.
I'm gonna need you to do it because Daddy's got to take a little break. If that's okay.
Okay. All right. So weather-wise, I'm gonna start.
Bring the weatherman into
Yeah. Well, it's important. You gotta go weather-wise. Let me find it here. Da-da-da-da. All right. So Tennessee, Oklahoma, which we kind of talked about before, it's going to be in the 90s there. Tennessee's used to playing in this weather or whatever. You kind of goes to depth with these games where if it's going to be hot and attrition sets in, you got to have all the water and the Gatorade and the cramping starts. And another thing to remember about that Tennessee Oklahoma game is Tennessee understands how to slow the game down when needed. Ole Miss does the same thing, and it pisses everybody off. But they will catch a cramp at the right time to slow down for a doctor when on offense. Or so pay attention to that. It's going to be hotter in the Midwest than normal. So just remember that when you kind of go, it's going to be high 90s. Illinois, Nebraska is going to be involved in that. Georgia Tech, Louisville, I think is going to have a piece of that. Louisiana, Monroe at Texas is going to be one of the games that are going to be that way. So yeah, that's the weather-wise. That's kind of what it is. I got some other stuff here, but like I said, there's so much. I should have broke it down better, but I'll do it next week.
Next week?
Yeah, I'll break all this down next week on the other games. Because some of these games I've already bet, like San Jose State, Washington State. I bet that game, and I have really fun. I love what I've done there.
You're feeling that one.
Yeah,
huh?
James Madison at North Carolina. Bet that game. Ohio at Kentucky. Kentucky comes off of a damn near career-changing win for Mark Stoops.
Yep. Don't punt.
We had them right where we wanted them.
Don't punt.
Yeah. Emotionally, it's a shit show. Can you get them back up? And here comes little Ohio. The Bobcats, 2-1 on the season. I don't know. They're not going to be like a great team, but if Kentucky is not awake for this game, they will lose this game.
To the Bobcats?
Yeah, and they're also, you know who they got next week? The number 5 ranked Ole Miss Rebels.
That's right. And they got to go to Oxford.
If they mess around and look ahead here, Ohio will beat them. But I'm not putting it out as a play. I'm just saying, don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised.
Yeah, don't be surprised if it happens. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's some other stuff here, but like I think it's fun. Like the Cal Florida State angle, which you can't bet
I didn't cap that game. I didn't take a look at that.
You can't bet it, but California has traveled all over the world to play football, and it's only week 4.
Yeah,
no,
they've already been to Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah, 2,500 miles. That's a lot. I don't know, and Florida State is on the verge of quitting.
I know. Quit watch, right?
Yeah,
how do you
make them a favorite?
Just like the Florida Mississippi State game, which team's going to be quit the most?
Yeah, it's
sorry, State fans. I'm trying to rain on your parade of just.
It's the first year. Somebody told me at work the other day that some donor gave State $8 million NIL money to football only. Which is what what they need, though.
Yeah, they got to have it. Here, the difference with these two programs is that you're in year 1 with Jeff Lebby.
Right.
So they know he's got to have time to build this thing, right?
You got to
Well, Florida, you're in year 3.
You got to have the Jimmies and the Joes.
So I don't know if you just get a more desperate Florida team here that knows they got to win, or have they completely quit?
Traditionally, Florida does not play well at Florida.
You mean at State?
At State, excuse me. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I thought about that game, and I just couldn't pull the trigger. I couldn't. I don't think. Oh my God, do I have it?
Here we
no,
go.
I don't have it. I don't have it.
But anyways.
All right. So are you ready to lock it up for this weekend, Paul?
Yeah, sure.
You feeling it?
I'm feeling it for sure. Feeling something.
I'm actually going to let you go first this time. I've gone first twice or 3 times. So
thrice.
I'm going to let you go.
I'm going to open up. I'm not going to go in. What's the word?
Don't care.
Time. 8:45 FS1. Saturday evening, Portland State.
Oh my!
I'm pretty sure they're the Vikings. They go to Boise State on the blue turf.
Oh, so hard to watch on TV.
We're going to take over 67.5. Portland State gave up 70 points by themselves to Washington State.
Oh my God!
That's on their own now. Boise State is.
They didn't have any help.
Yeah, Boise State is covering the over total
right.
by 26.5.
What do you think? See, that running back for Boise State right now is probably the number 1 running back in the country. What do you think his over/under in yards in this game? If there was a prop, and they probably wouldn't do it because of the FCS team. Yeah, what do you think it would even? Where would you even start? Over 200?
Yeah, $150 too. But yeah, I mean,
no, it'd have to be over 200, right?
Well, it's but what if he don't play in the second quarter? I mean, it's not Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin in the first half.
Lane Kiffin will leave those guys in there.
I just think that was funny. That dude may run.
Yeah. Boise State's covering the over by 26.5 points in the games they played so far this year. So, give me all the fireworks on the Smurf turf over 67.5.
Okay. And here we are. I did not tell Paul before. I told him I'm leaning into the silliness this week.
Oh, great.
And so this is where we get started in the locks portion of the podcast.
Okay.
So my locks this week all have a theme.
God, let's do a trivia?
I do have trivia themes, right? So I might as well have lock themes.
Fair. Go for it, man. Done.
So we've got music. Here's the problem. You can't play music on the podcast. So there's only one possible way to get this done.
You're not going to sing, are you?
This is to have this guy right here sing for you.
Sing for him. I'll be
for each lock. All right? So our first pick, we're headed to Oklahoma, but we're not going to Norman. The Utah Utes travel to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. This is a 3 p.m. game, Saturday. Stillwater is where this will be. So this is my you should have been a cowboy pick of the week. Should have been a cowboy. Little Toby Keith for you. Rest in peace. This line opened up at Utah -2. I was all over this line riding with the Cowboys, even though it appeared that Cam Rising was going to be suited up and starting for the Utes. Now, for me, and again, I kind of I was writing this up a few days ago, but I'm still going to use it. Why not? I think the stats are kind of cool. This was a trend play for me here, and my belief that Ollie Gordon finally gets unlocked this weekend. But Mike Gundy and the Cowboys have been 8-0 against the spread as a home dog, with every single one of those 8 being a straight-up win. On the other sideline, you have the Utah Utes, who are 3-9 against the spread as a road favorite. Now, flash forward to today, and none of that even matters because now Oklahoma State's a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah. So,
but here's the thing: the fact that line is moved 4.5 points tells me somebody got some information in that locker room somewhere in Utah that Cam Rising is one of two things. He's either not playing or he's not healthy enough to spin the football.
Right.
So
And
I'm sticking with my Toby Keith Cowboys, wearing my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive. Give me the Oklahoma State Cowboys minus the 2.5.
4:00 on Fox, if you care to watch.
It's
All right,
3
so-
o'clock Central Time, though, Paul. I think I got that right.
That's
Yeah.
fun. Okay. So fun stats about Utah, Oklahoma State. Despite both coaches taking over the jobs in 2005, they've never played each other. First meeting as Big 12 foes. Oklahoma State has won and covered its last 5 Big 12 openers. Let's see. That's not a good one. So those are 3 good stats about that. So the one that I thought was interesting about that is they've never played.
Yeah. Well, I thought I had this thing nailed when Oklahoma State was still the damn home dog. 8-0 against the spread as a home dog.
Right.
And every 8 was a straight up win.
Right.
And then Utah is 3-9 against the spread as a road favorite.
Yeah.
And then now the lines moved. I mean, thanks a lot. Thank you.
No.
But we move along.
So we got good old singing Frankie J.
Yeah, we're here today, baby. Hey, lock in. I got 8 more of these coming at you. Splattering the board today.
Hey, get you a drink.
Yeah.
All right, so my second pick of the week is going to be Baylor straight up plus 105 at Colorado at 6:30 on Fox. Baylor's the 13th ranked team in the country in total defense. Colorado is 88th. Baylor lost to Utah earlier this year, but they also gave up 17 first-quarter points. After that, they played them to a T and kind of outplayed them. So I'll take the better defense here and 100% the better coach.
Yeah.
And then there's a real chance of rain in this game, and that only helps Baylor. So give me Baylor plus 105 at Colorado.
Got it. Baylor. Money line
Money line, straight up.
to take down the Colorado Buffaloes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Pick 2, Paul.
Get it.
This is 11 a.m. game Saturday.
Sing it.
This is my John Denver pick of the week. Kansas Jayhawks travel out, take on the West Virginia Mountaineers. Country roads, take me home.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, here we go. Jalen Daniels has not been the Daniels of old to start this season. Kind of fluky how they lost the UNLV game, though, with a crazy fumble there at the end. And much like my thoughts with Ollie Gordon, I think this is where Daniels gets right. I still think Kansas is the more talented team, and I'll continue to ride there. There's a new OC in Kansas, so it's probably taking some time for Daniels to get comfortable playing in the new system. And if you look at the previous matchups between this OC for Kansas and the DC for West Virginia, there is some hope there, Paul.
No.
The offenses for the Kansas OC against this West Virginia DC has averaged close to 40 points a game
Oh, my.
against. So I don't even think I need the points.
Well,
Like you took Baylor on the money line.
money line.
But I'm going to take the points. Give me the Jayhawks as they travel out to West Virginia,
Oh, my God, here we
Mountain Mama.
go. Oh, my God.
Bring me home, Jayhawks. Kansas, plus 3.5.
Which is fun because you bet them in the past. They've done you well.
They have.
I get it. That's fun.
Are we having fun yet? I told you we're leaning into the silliness this week. Here we go.
No, there's a lot of silliness going on.
There's some more coming. We got a long way to go, buddy.
Great.
Just settle in.
Great.
I hope you're comfortable. You might have to go to the refrigerator here in a minute.
Well. Thank God we live in a world where we have refrigerators. All right, so my third my third pick is 11
We've
o'clock.
gone off the rails. It's off the rails.
11
ladies and
o'clock
gentlemen.
on CBS Sports. This is the bet I've made in the past, and it's kind of a close to home bet for me. It's Army -7. I've always loved to bet them, and sometimes, like I think last year I had the under in a game, and it was gonna get there, and all of a sudden shit went awry like in the last 3 minutes. And anyways, so Army -7 versus Rice. Was it Rice gave up 237 yards rushing to Houston on the ground. In marches a Army team that will just grind you down and beat you down.
Hey, Paul.
And Rice offensively is offensive.
If you give up that
Offensive.
many rushing yards, is it good for your next game to be at Army?
No, I don't think so.
I was just
I mean,
double
well,
checking.
I mean, to be fair, you got a lot of coaching opportunities. All right, see where this guy's running? Hey, you might want to get over there. But anyway, I think Army wins this by double digits. So give me Army -7, 11 o'clock, CBS Sports versus Rice.
It's funny you should bring that game up, Paul.
Oh, boy.
This is another one of my Toby Keith specials.
Army-
We'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
We've lost it. Did you bet Army Rice?
Army -7. There's no way Rice goes in to
yeah.
West Point
Yeah.
and takes down the Army Black Knights. Not when you got Toby Keith and me
We're on
talking
the
about
same
the
game. Yeah.
Statue of Liberty shaking her fist. Are you
What a
kidding me?
shit show.
Not today. Nuh-uh, not Saturday. This ain't happening. Sorry, Rice Owls. This is not getting done.
All right.
I like. Hey, look. In all seriousness, Daly's healthy at quarterback
No,
for the
it's
Army
fine.
Black
No,
Knights,
They're going to win.
and they were really good last year as long as he was healthy. Rice does not have J.T. Daniels. They look completely different.
No,
and they
don't have McCaffrey either. Luke McCaffrey.
and Luke McCaffrey's gone, and their offensive defensive lines do not look nearly what they had at the line of scrimmage last year. So yeah, I'm all over Army here. Give me the Army Black Knights -7. So we got lock agreement there with Army -7.
Isn't that fun?
So I guess it's actually
What could go wrong?
it was you gave out Army, then I gave out Army, so it's now back to you, Paul. And we're back. Take it away, Paul.
We don't want to crisscross. Well, they got it 27-23.
You want to crisscross applesauce? Isn't that some kind of?
What the fuck is that? No.
We have to ask our ladies about that.
No, I was just looking. All right, so my next play here is going to be at 11 o'clock on the ACC Network. It's James Madison plus 10.5 at North Carolina. This is going to be the first true test for North Carolina since Max Johnson, their starting quarterback, went down. They played 2 games without him, but the 2 opponents they played are not good. This is going to be the biggest game of the year for James Madison. The Dukes are 5-1 straight up and 5-1 against spread after a bye, which they had a bye last week.
Yeah.
So give me the James Madison Dukes plus 10.5.
Okay, just a quick question, just so you can. Does this? So I know you're going on history with the Dukes, right?
Well,
Did none of that matter now that Signetti's gone? I'm just asking.
come out. They're still a good. The coach they hired is the same
I get
lineage.
yeah.
Like that guy that they got now won
Under
at a lower level.
okay.
And they brought he's the same. It's the same game. It's like so.
I just didn't look at this enough to know. That's why I'm asking you
What's the
here.
yeah? No, what's the? I'm trying to think of the adage. Like, so when you get an NFL team, and I guess the Steelers, like they have a way they play football.
Right. Okay, I got you.
And
this
they,
is the way
they,
James Madison
they,
plays
They
football.
go find the guy that fits the way
It
they
plays
play.
the same
They don't
way.
get the most popular guy.
Yeah.
They don't go hire whoever. They go and get the guy that makes them feel comfortable
Yeah.
in what they're doing.
Hey, look, I
So-
get it. That's why I was just asking.
Yeah. So the guy and so the starting quarterback for North Carolina goes down. They play 2 games with the backup. He's out there just lighting up Sisters of the Poor and all these other teams. But James Madison's a different animal, and it sounds weird to say that, but if you know about football and you actually pay attention to the program, they're a fundamentally sound football team. So give me the 10.5 at North Carolina, and North Carolina has a tendency to struggle at times,
It's no doubt.
and I think they'll do it this week.
Mac Brown's still the coach there, right?
Y'all-
Okay, thanks. That's just
as far as I know.
just wondering. Okay, Paul. I know you're dying to find out what the next one is.
Yeah.
This is my Eagles play of the week, and I'm not talking about the Boston College Eagles. I'm talking about the Don Henley led Eagles.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about? You know the legendary band, the Eagles.
Yeah, I do. I do know.
Okay, you got to take a break.
Well, I don't know. I don't know any songs they sing, but I do know the band.
Okay.
Now, once you start singing, I'm like, oh, that's
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah.
So the USC Trojans
okay.
head up, up and over to take on the Michigan Wolverines. Now, the Michigan Wolverines have made the switch to Alex Orji at QB. Davis Warren was given the shot, and you know that Davis Warren has thrown 3 times the number of interceptions as he has TD passes.
Yeah, I think it's 3 to 6.
6 to 2.
6 to 2.
6 picks to 2 touchdowns. So I like the switch here as long as they stay with it. Just let Orji have the whole game. Yeah. Don't do this back and forth nonsense.
Right.
So defenses obviously know that Orji's going to run the ball, but that also gives Michigan an extra blocker. Okay. Yeah. So and it allows them to cut down on the turnovers. They won't be turning the ball over with all these picks with Orji in the game. So I think maybe Michigan will be able to possess the ball longer and muster a few first downs and kind of control the tempo of this game. Right. Now, USC's been off to a hot start. The defense has looked somewhat improved, but this is a whole different ball game. I don't know that Miller Moss has seen anything like he'll see with the Michigan Wolverines defense. They're a little susceptible in the back end. I get it. Yeah. They got one good corner, and the other ones haven't played great. But I want to see a lot of running clock. I need Michigan to get first downs. So this is my take it easy.
Take it easy.
Game of the week. So just find a place to make your stand. Paul.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. That's right.
Right.
Famous Don Henley and the Eagles
I'm
told us. So scoring will be at a premium in this game. I'm taking the USC Michigan under 44.5.
Yeah, so this game is going to be one of those games where you actually watch it and about the first 10 minutes.
And you're like, what am I watching?
Well, you also know what the game's going to be. It's not going to turn. I mean, Michigan can try to can USC stop the run?
Yeah.
If they can't,
that's the key.
It's going to be a long day. Long day.
But and also, I don't think Michigan's going to be breaking off 50 to 60-yard runs.
No.
5 yards here, 6 yards there.
They're just gonna lay it on them.
And clock just eats,
and make them like it. Yep. I like it.
Yep. So I'm on the under there, 44.5.
All right. So this is the one that I've been trying to work out how I'm going to do this all week. I don't know how to say the coach's name, but I really want to because I think it's important. I don't want to disrespect the guy.
The coach, because you can't.
Yeah, so I'm going to call him the former coach of Navy.
I know you're going to. Ken Niamatalala Mama?
Niamatalolo
or something.
Yeah. All right, so we got past that.
Yeah.
All right, so he goes back to the future and gets Emmett Doc Brown to be his quarterback.
Yeah, he does.
All right, so this play right here.
I forgot you had that in the bag there.
Yeah, no. So if you listen to this and you're like, I want to see what Paul says or Franklin says. If you're listening to what I say, this is a game. Don't bet it. I'm putting it out there because I enjoy the content of what this is.
What this brings.
Yeah. So Emmett Doc Brown runs the offense. Do you know at Navy what kind of offense they ran? You know.
Triple option?
Triple option. Do you know what they're calling the offense at San Jose State?
Oh, boy. I don't.
I love it. The spread and shred.
That's new.
That is dandy.
Here
it's dapper.
Go.
It's ready.
Here we go.
You mean to tell me we can't stay within 12.5 points with a spread and shred and Doc Brown as quarterback? Get the frick out of here. Give me San Jose State Spartans plus 12.5.
Oh, my God. Well, you talked about 12, but you got the hook there. So you were talking about you had a thing that had 12 points, but you got the hook there if it was this game.
Okay. Well, I mean,
so
I was just saying.
So you don't have to worry about the old push there.
I was saying in general, I guess.
I know you had an 11-pointer last year that pushed, which is odd. 11 points.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to move right along.
Right along.
San Jose Spartans plus 12.5 there for Paul. My next game, I'll just start you out with what I'm calling this game right here. I need you to get up on the dance floor. Get that man what he asking for.
Jesus Christ.
It's getting hot in here, Paul. It's getting so hot, I want you to take your clothes off.
I don't like it.
We're headed to the Iron Skillet.
Oh, yeah, there's some you can't.
TCU Horned
All right,
Frogs.
Yeah, okay.
They don't have to travel far,
Jesus, like 40 miles, right?
but
70
they're
miles?
headed to Dallas from Fort Worth, which is not far at all. Believe me, I live there. It's not very far. TCU Horned Frogs taking on the SMU Mustangs. Now, it's going to be hot in the Iron Skillet come Saturday, even at 4 p.m.
Yep.
Appears the Peyton Stone experience is over at SMU.
Yep.
They have moved on to Jennings, and he's looked like the better option for the Mustangs. They look to rebound from an abysmal offensive showing against BYU. Enter the TCU Horned Frogs, a defense that gave up 27 to Stanford, 35 to UCF, and a tough loss there. So I like this game to get wild, drunk, and hot late. Josh Hoover's been excellent for the Frogs, and I like the move to Jennings for the Mustangs. So tired legs in the heat when everybody's going to be screaming, "It's hot in here, Coach."
It's going to be hot.
Going to lead to fireworks in Gerald Ford Stadium. Give me the over 58.5 TCU SMU.
Yeah, I like that play. It's going to be all the Pedialyte needed.
Yeah. A lot of trips to the locker room to get those IVs.
That's right. I like it. My next play is going to be at 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus, which that tells you right there all you need to know.
ESPN Plus, you got to dig deep to find this one.
North Texas -9 versus Wyoming.
God, gross.
Yeah.
If you're watching this game, God bless you.
Yeah.
Well, we
You're a
will.
gambler.
We'll
Yeah,
have it on the
you're a
TV for
gambler,
sure.
All right, this is a bounce back spot for North Texas. They got blowed out by Texas Tech last week. It was 52-7 at half. They rallied in the second half and made it a respectable 66 to something number. I don't even know.
66-21, they're Texas Tech
Yeah,
over
luckily-
North Texas.
Luckily, they get a hapless Wyoming team who don't do anything real. They can't play defense, offense, kick, hold the kick, make the Gatorade in the bucket
Can't do
taste
it.
sour. Wyoming is
Why is
100.
the Gatorade sour?
Yeah, Wyoming is 123rd in the nation in points per game, and North Texas is 20th. I look for North Texas to just slowly, methodically, just pull away from Wyoming.
Dismantle
They
the
can't.
Cowboys.
This Wyoming team, they fired. Craig Bowl retired last year, and they brought a guy in. He doesn't seem to have it. So yeah, North Texas -9 is my play.
Okay, Paul.
Well.
Do you remember the dynamic duo of Sonny and Cher?
Jeez, dynamic. What the fuck is going on?
Well, if you're my father-in-law's age, he's a big Sonny and Cher fan. He likes Sonny and Cher. But I don't like the duo.
I don't know.
This young lady goes by the name of Cher. She had a pretty good solo career, right?
What the hell are you talking about?
Did the whole thing on the boat with the... She went out, sang to the Navy, had a great time out
I thought
there.
we were picking football games.
This is my Cher pick of the week right here.
Oh,
You ready?
send it.
If I could turn back time.
You go find Emmett Doc Brown and put him as quarterback on the San Jose State Spartans is what you do.
These two teams wish they could be like Cher and turn back time. Arkansas travels to take on the Auburn Tigers.
Yeesh.
2:30. This is my if I could turn back time game.
Well,
Both teams come to this game with a 2-1 record, but I'm not sure each one is very excited about their future. Auburn had a bad loss against Cal at home, and now they switched QBs and gone to Hank Brown. Arkansas lost that heartbreaker to Oklahoma State, and they played bad against a bad UAB team coached by Trent Dilfer.
yeah.
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 Taylor Green has been okay for Arkansas, but we've seen his flaws as the years gone on. Hank Brown just got his feet wet, and that was against New Mexico. And now the Razorbacks come to town. Must win for both teams. I believe both's going to try to control the clock, protect their QBs, minimize trouble, and emphasize ball security.
Well, that's well done.
So I look for a low-scoring game here. So I'll take the under here, 56.5.
No.
Probably
Sneaky.
a little surprising, but yeah, give me the Arkansas Auburn under
Well, I remember
56.5.
I remember a game last year. I bet the Arkansas over on, and it was 3-2 or 3-0 or 6-3 or something.
7-3 was the final
Jesus
in that
Christ.
game. State and Arkansas.
And I watched the whole thing, and I think the total was like 48.
It wasn't much.
Nah, good.
Oh no, yeah, I think it was.
Whoops.
That was a tough one. So yeah, both teams wish they could turn back time to go back to what they used to be, but good luck.
All right, so my final pick of the week.
Final.
Yeah, I'm at
Are you serious?
I'm at the end of my
I got
rope.
like 3 more picks to
Well,
go.
give another one.
I think I got 3 more. Are you sure you're down to your last one?
Yeah, I had 7 picks, right? One,
All right.
2, 3.
We'll move on. I'll give you out another one here. This is my Miley Cyrus pick of the week. Everybody knows Miley Cyrus, former Disney star, Hannah Montana. The Fresno State Bulldogs head out to Albuquerque, New Mexico to take on the New Mexico Lobos. Lobo team has given up 35, 61, and 45 in their first 3 games of the season. Fresno scored over 38 in the last 3 trips to Albuquerque. And against FBS teams, New Mexico has surrendered over an average of 40 points. I got the Bulldogs in the 40s easy here.
I like it.
So, in the words of Miley Cyrus, we can't stop. We won't stop. Give me the Fresno State Bulldogs team total over 37.5.
37.5. They can get to 40. Is Jeff Tefford still coaching there?
At Fresno State?
I've lost control.
I
There we
think
go.
so.
Found it.
Okay, Paul.
Hold
I'll
on.
let you go.
Hold on. I'm doing stuff. I'm
You're
looking.
looking for something now?
I'm looking for stuff here. I want to look at something.
Have you enjoyed my theme yet today?
There's a theme to your life, and I think it's got music involved in everything you do.
Well, it's true. Well, my wife's a singer, so that's
Sometimes it's bad music, but that's okay.
look, music's music, baby.
It's,
It all makes you feel. It all makes you feel something.
100% it does. There are definitely feelings about it.
Good, bad,
Indifferent.
indifferent.
Yeah, some
Wish
crowd-
you would shut up.
No, they got it 47-17 Fresno State over New Mexico. So
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
that spread's only 13 points.
Fresno State's only favored by 13.
That's what I'm seeing.
That seems odd. I'm surprised it's not in the 20s.
Yeah, that number seems off. All right, my bad. Back to business. We do business here. Poolside Bets podcast.
Yeah.
My last play of the week is going to be Texas Tech -3 versus Arizona State. 2:30 on FS1. Excuse me. Taj Boyd's finally healthy. He's really good. The quarterback Baron Morton, second in the country with 10 TD passes. Texas Tech is 12-3 at home in the Joey McGuire era. Kudos for Arizona State starting the year 3-0, but turns out the competition they played ain't very good.
Ain't very good.
So give me, this is a different animal. You can't say Texas Tech is equal to State. You can't say it's the 2 different teams.
Yeah.
You can't say Texas Tech is same as Wyoming. Those 2 teams are awful. They did play Texas State and they won barely, whatever, but still, it's only 3 points. Give me Texas Tech -3 versus Arizona State 2:30 FS1. It's gonna be an early kick there.
So, I'm not going to lie to you.
Lie to me.
This is the game that
Lie to me.
that gave me the theme for the locks this week.
Oh, boy.
This is where it all started, this game right
That's
here.
where it all went south. Huh?
And I said, ooh, I got a great one for this one. I said, you know what? I should just make it a theme. So, here we go.
All right.
6:30 p.m. Tennessee Volunteers travel to that stadium that we were just talking about, Memorial Stadium out in Norman, Oklahoma. Take on the Oklahoma Sooners.
Well,
Got 2 young QBs, 2 good defenses. They're going to lock heads in this battle in the SEC with Oklahoma playing their first SEC game. Norman's going to be rocking in that Memorial Stadium, Paul, so we've been told.
Yep.
However, that O-line of Oklahoma will also be rocking and folding against this strong defensive unit of the Volunteers. Josh Heupel will be in his bag, and he'll be thinking to himself, no lead is too big.
Well, Josh Heupel also built that building.
Well, hey, give me a second.
No, I'm sorry.
He's going to put his foot, if he gets the opportunity, he's going to put his foot on the throat, and he's going to twist it. And then the ultimate revenge spot in my Toby Keith game of the week. How do you like me now, Norman, Oklahoma? Check out this line. This works perfect from Toby Keith's song, How Do You Like Me Now? When I took off to Tennessee and heard that you made fun of me, Paul. Josh Heupel as he runs off the field screaming, how do you like me now? Give me the balls, minus 6.5. Take down the Oklahoma Sooners.
Brent Venables has never been a home dog. It's the first time ever. And there's a reason.
They ain't played nobody.
Yeah, they're about to get their
in
ass
the Big
beat.
12.
They're about to get their ass beat.
Isn't that part of it, right?
Welcome to the SEC Oklahoma.
Because the all those Oklahoma Texas games are neutral sites, baby.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I got one more pick, right?
Lay into it.
All right. Here we go. Late night, the last game of Saturday night. This is the late nighter where you get all your money back after it's been a bad day.
Hawaii playing again?
Nope.
No.
This is only 9:30, so we don't have the late game this week. So, in a surprise to me, the BYU Cougars come in at 3-0, and I believe in our Big 12 preview, I did not see a bounce back year for the Cougars, but here they sit, 3-0.
Storming Mormons.
Their 3 wins come against an FCS team, a bad Wyoming team, and an SMU team who did not know who wanted to be their quarterback.
Now,
Kansas State, a little different animal. They in a battle with Tulane, came out on top. Next week, they blasted Arizona, kind of took care for Fida McMillan, and Arizona only scored 7 points. Provo is not the easiest place to get a win, but K-State seems to have finally embraced letting Avery Johnson do what Avery Johnson does best.
run the ball.
And they've opened up the offense, and I think that defense of K-State can control the BYU Cougars. So this was the only one that I really didn't have the best song for. But this is their second road game of the year, so the K-State Wildcats are on the road again. Just can't wait to get on that road again.
Okay. All right.
Life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again.
Are you, though?
Give me the Wildcats minus 6.5 in Provo.
Interesting.
We having fun yet, Paul?
It's been a delight, as usual.
It's been a delight. All right, so we'll pull up the recap. Not the recap, but the locks for this week. We'll run them down. We always put them on the screen so that you can see them. You know where we are, so you can track us and tell us where we went wrong, what we did bad, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. So here we go. I'm trying to hit that 6-run homer in the third inning and get back in this game. I have sprayed the board all over the place, Paul. So I'll just run it down real quick. We're going to do it theme-wise. Here we go. So you should have been a Cowboy. I got the Oklahoma State Cowboys minus 2.5. Take me home, country road. Not today, Kansas Jayhawks plus 3.5. Courtesy of the red, white, and blue, Toby Keith and the Army Black Knights are going to take them down minus 7 with the Army Black Knights. Let's take it easy a little bit up here in Michigan. USC Michigan under 44.5. It's getting hot in here in the Iron Skillet. A lot of points. TCU, SMU, let's get crazy, over 58.5. Ooh, these two teams wish they could turn back the time, but not this year. Arkansas, Auburn, under 56.5. The Miley Cyrus, Fresno State Bulldogs, they can't stop, won't stop scoring, and that is. Fresno State team total over 37.5. Tennessee Volunteers in a how do you like me now revenge game for Josh Heupel. Tennessee minus 6.5. K-State on the road again, taking on the BYU Cougars minus 6.5.
Yeah, I got Portland State, Boise State over 67.5. Boise State can cover this line on their own if they want. Baylor straight up over Colorado. This is the beginning of the end of the Deion Sanders regime at Colorado. Army -7 at Rice. Oh no, at home to Rice. I just think there's going to be too much running. They can't stop the run. Army's just going to be able to wheel their way to probably a 3-touchdown win here. James Madison +10.5 at Onk. I call him Onk.
Onk.
UNC, North Carolina. All right. All the songs and the whole bit and the whole
All
thing.
the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. First true, like I said, first true test for North Carolina. So they lost Max Johnson. That's the quarterback. Duke's 5-1 straight up, 5-1 against spread after a bye. San Jose State, my favorite. Doc Emmett Brown coming back to save the
Let's
Spartans.
go, baby.
Save the Spartans. Running the spread and shred. It's gonna
Spread
happen.
and shred. That's
Gonna happen.
good
It's gonna
stuff.
happen. North Texas -9. Wyoming sucks, guys. I don't know how else to say it. They can't score. They can't stop people from scoring. It's sisters of the poor kind of thing. Texas Tech -3. They're the better team here. They're healthy. Joey McGuire, I was not a fan of when they made that hire. I think he's better than I thought. I hope this week he is
You
better.
hope he's better than
Yeah. So, and the quality wins Arizona State made were good wins at the time, but now that we look back on it, the teams they beat aren't that good.
Yeah.
So those are my teams. Texas Tech -3, North Texas -9, San Jose State +12.5, James Madison +10.5, Army -7, Baylor straight up, Portland State, Boise State over 67.5.
Well done, sir. That's a great recap. I'm really proud of you.
I'm trying.
Next week we'll have Paul singing. If you tune in next week, he'll have his theme of the week.
Be
or
the
his
shortest
block.
show you've ever watched.
So you notice we didn't mention the NFL. So any thoughts on the NFL, Paul, before we get out of here?
No, so I think my opinion on the NFL has not changed since last year. I think it's rigged. I think it's chicanery and it's uncouth, if you will.
Yeah.
So what I would do if I was a bettor and I wanted to bet the NFL, I wouldn't put a lot of money on it. I would go out there and I would find out the betting percentages of the money, especially in prime time. And I would say $25 on any team that's taking less than 25% of the money.
Okay.
That's how I would bet it.
I like that.
That's how I would bet it. Because don't look at the teams. Don't look at the
No,
quarterbacks.
no.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, honestly, like I told you, if I was taking any game this week, I would be on the total of the Rams 49ers game. It's 43.5. Both teams are beat up offensively.
Right.
I mean, every playmaker just about is out. It's going to be really tough for either team to score. So I would lean to the under there, but I'm not giving it out. God, I can't figure out any of these games this week.
There's a stigma around the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes deal where the referees are always involved.
Dude, how does he get every call?
All right, but
So sick of that
no,
shit.
No, so there's something really weird about, I will try to have this for the next podcast we do. That every time he throws a pick in the fourth quarter, oops, there's a flag.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a stat you can find regularly. Like it's not on the
It's
the
not
game
it's
stat.
not really trackable. Yeah.
It's just a penalty. It's not that he threw a pick. It's just there's a penalty on this play.
Yeah.
So it's hard to track that.
Yeah.
So there's people out there that have tracked that, and it's a real thing. And I just don't trust it. It's too commercialized. It's too much money involved in it and all that. I want us, all of us, to figure out that angle.
Yeah.
Where get us in the money
Where
hole.
the bias is at.
Get us in the money hole.
That's right.
So we can, enjoy it. We're not going to take advantage of it. We're just gonna float around and enjoy ourselves.
That's right.
In that wheelhouse. So until I found that out in the NFL market, I'll throw
Abstain a little bit.
I'll throw $25 in a bag of popcorn at an NFL parlay on Sunday because just to have something to do, or I'll do DraftKings lineups and the whole bit.
Yeah.
That's fine, but if you're out there and you're making your living betting on NFL football, more power to you. Good Lord, you are. We need to talk because you know some shit that's strange.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's where
feel
I'm
ya.
at with NFL. So if I was gonna do anything, I would do. So here's the thing: everybody loves the Saints, right?
Yeah,
Loves the Saints.
yeah,
They'll go out
that's
there.
coming
They're gonna go out
down.
there and lose this week. They'll go out there and lose this week.
Yeah, watch that game for
Yep.
sure.
Now we talked about this. I'm a huge Steelers fan, huge backer of the Steelers.
I'd bet the Chargers.
Yeah, they're coming home. This is the most Steelers thing ever. First home game of the year. They're 2-0 in the year. They've been on the road twice. They won. Come home, they'll fucking lose this game.
Hey, but don't you agree with me a little bit here, Paul? I know you're a big Steelers fan, and
Right.
and I'm a 49ers fan, and that's fine because we can have normal conversations with our teams because we're normal. We can do that.
Well, I mean,
But don't you think at some point not scoring touchdowns is going to bite you? That's why I kind of like I like the Chargers here.
yeah. Well,
Simply because they Steelers haven't shown a
well,
propensity of getting in the end zone. At some point, that's going to bite you. Is all I'm saying. It may not be
Mike-
this week. May not be.
Mike Tomlin and any Steelers coach through the history of time loves that style of football to where they're controlling the field position, they're getting points, but they're controlling. They don't want a shootout.
Yeah.
So I understand, like, we have to score touchdowns, 100% have to. But the reason we are that they're comfortable in what they're doing is because that's what the way they
It's
want
work.
it. That's
Yeah,
why they're
no,
not
I
jumping
get
up
it.
and down. And 100% we'll get beat in the playoffs because we refuse to adjust. We may have the best defense in the league, in my
I
opinion.
think so. I think so.
They're really, really good. But the problem with a really, really good defense is you get one guy hurt, it changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
And then you have a shitty offense that you have not worked on at all. You brought in 2 starting quarterbacks, and you're still dinking, ducking
Still
down
don't
the
have
fucking field.
and still don't have a starting quarterback.
And still, I think Justin Fields for me is my starting quarterback.
I would stay with Justin.
I would
Yeah.
not go to Russell Wilson. I'm just not going to do it. I think he's just the game has passed him by.
Yeah.
Give me Justin Fields. Let's run it. If we cook 5-6 field goals a game, we win 15-3. Whatever. I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
I think it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been here too long already.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for joining in the all music portion of my locks this week. Maybe I'm just trying to change up the
Energy.
energy. So I hope this works. This episode obviously brought to you by the Snacks of Stone Pony, as Paul takes one right there. We appreciate that from Sunshine Maggie and the crew. And we'll join you next week